Now let's go ahead and work on the shape of our engine. So we have a basic shape here, but you can see if we now smooth this, it's very blobby. So let's go ahead and add some edge loops here to kind of hold these edges. So using an insert edge loop tool with autocomplete on, I'll just begin to insert some edge loops here. Now I want this edge to be rather hard, so I'm going to add a couple edge loops on either side of here. Alright, I'll go ahead and add one right along the side in this way, and also right along here. Alright, so I also want to add one in here. Now, if you want to keep this kind of nice and smooth, which is kind of a nice look, you can leave that out. But I'm going to put some edge loops in there, not only to kind of create a little bit of sharpness in there, but also to help me when I come in here to add a shape on the top here. Now I want to also add some resolution along the top, but I'm not going to use the insert edge loop. I'm going to go ahead and cut faces for that. So from the top view, I'm going to go to Edit Mesh, Cut Faces. I'm going to start right down here at a specific distance away, and then pull out, and I'm just going to angle it out slightly so that it's a certain distance, but basically the same sort of distance away from this edge. Okay, and now I want to pull this closer to here, but I want to maintain this curvature. So I'm going to go ahead and also add an edge loop right in there, and just select those guys and pull them out a bit, and then pull these in closer, so that basically you get the same distance right along here. Pull that all in. Okay, so you can still maintain that sort of a curved shape there. Okay, and we'll pull this out just a little bit. Because basically I want to have a nice gap right in there. I can tweak that shape a little. I want to have a kind of a straight line here. And move those points around just a little to maintain that shape there. Alright, I also want to have kind of a nice vent kind of look right in here. So what I can do is take all of these faces on the front here of this guy. I want to have a couple of vents running on the front of this engine. So I'll select all of those, go ahead and do an extrude, and let's go ahead and go to world and scale those down, move them up. Okay. Alright, then go ahead and extrude those again, push them straight back, again, and straight back, and one more time. Okay, give you a little inset in there. And you can pull those in a little bit more if you want to have that extra thickness, or you can come in here and add some resolution to maintain that kind of sharp edge on the front there. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and mirror this over to the other side. So I'm going to go to Mesh, Mirror Geometry. And that's fine. Make sure our threshold is low enough. It appears to be fine, except it's right there. So I'll just dial that down until I don't get anything merged that I don't want to be merged together. And let's go ahead and move these points so we get kind of a nice curve out there. I'm going to push these out a little bit just so it's kind of straight. Alright, now I am going to go ahead and select basically all of these faces right in here, all the way around. So select them on this side and then also on the other side as well. And we're going to push these in and create kind of a little indentation there for part of the engine. We'll go ahead and pull those down as well. And let's actually want to create a little bit more of a gap up here. You can see we don't have the resolution that we need right there. So I'm going to go ahead and insert another edge loop right in there so we get a little bit more of a gap. Okay. And then we can come in here and select these all the way down. And just starting to get some of these shapes in here so we can then come in and start to break them up and add some more resolution and really start to add some more detail to our engine. It's one of those places that if you add just some specific details in certain areas, you don't have to detail the entire thing. You can add some modeling detail and then maybe some textural detail in there as well. So go ahead and extrude those, and let's just push them in the Z. And we can do something like that. Nothing too drastic. And you can see when we smooth that, see there's certain areas we probably want to go ahead and add a line in there, and also in here, just so that line is nice and tight. Okay. You can also add one right down here and go ahead and smooth that out. You can see how we're starting to get some nice shapes in there. You can see how this crease has followed along through the back here. You may or may not want to want that. If you don't, you can just space those lines out just by pulling them out like this. That'll help you get a little bit more smoothness there. You still have a little bit of a crease, but it's not as drastic. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue to work on our engine in the next lesson. We'll start to detail some of the areas that we've added in there and add a little bit more resolution in certain areas, cut some things apart. So we'll go ahead and do that in the next lesson.